Let me add, it is absolutely necessary that we understand the situation. A peaceful development in the Western Balkans needs the understanding of all states that this will only work if they are not haunted by the past, but looking for the future, and if they try to solve the problems they have with each other. This is why we worked so hard to support Northern Macedonia in its accession process to the European Union and to solve all the problems, first with Greece and later with Bulgaria. Now there is a chance for going into the right direction, and we really appreciate what the Northern Macedonian government and the Prime Minister is doing. The same is with discussing all the questions we see in Bosnia-Herzegovina, where there are a lot of reforms are necessary, and we support all those truly working for a reform of the government structures of this state, which I think would be very helpful. And this is the question we are working in the field of Kosovo and Serbia. I think there are a lot of agreements already reached, and there was in the last time also an agreement which is on basic criteria for cooperation, which is very much following an experience we have had in Germany when our country was divided, but which help to make life easier for people, for businesses, and all the things that are practical for the life day to day. And I think this is the same way we should choose here, and the chance is now there to get this. And we continue to work on this, also on implementing all the agreements that have been made in the past and recently, for instance, also on the Serbian municipalities in the north of Kosovo and their cooperation and questions like this. So let me assure you, it is the strict willingness of my government and also the European Union. It is the strict willingness of, for instance, the French, the Italian, and the United States government to solve this conflict and to pave the way for a good future of the two states, and both as members of the European Union.
Last question.
Okay. Andreas Rinke from Reuters. Let me pass on the question of the timing of enlargement to you, Prime Minister and Chancellor. When the EU Council President Michel said 2030, is that too early or too late for accessions? The President of the Commission already answered this question. What's your opinion? And second question about Bosnia. Bosnia hopes that the EU makes a decision that it's opening accession talks with Bosnia like with Ukraine in December. Is Bosnia ready for this step? This question goes to you, President of the Commission, as well.
So possibly I will start the answer of the question of the accession of or the opening of the procedures with for Bosnia-Herzegovina will be given first by the European Commission. So we will hear from Ursula. They will tell us their survey and what they got from looking at the concrete situation, I think in November. So it will be that time that we hear more about it. And I'm sure that the President will just give you this advice, wait for November, but we will hear. The second is that I'm convinced that it is a mistake that after having met in Thessaloniki 20 years ago, we have not reached the accession of the Western Balkan states to the European Union so far. It should have been done already. And this is why we are so intensely working on making this feasible and working for it. And it will happen as fast as it is possible due to the questions that are on the table. And we all together have the same view. The President of the Council, the President of the Commission, the Member States. It is in the end merit-based. But this is not just a saying. We've worked very hard to make it happen, that the states can do the necessary steps, that we can say it is now the case that they can join. And my view is it should happen as fast as possible. And it could not take that a long time again as it took in the past. I repeat to what I said in the beginning, if you give countries the idea they could join the European Union, and there is a European dream in these countries, you have to work very hard that this is happening, and 20 years were too much. Now we are in that situation, but we have to hurry up for getting a solution as soon as possible.
Yes, and relatively short, because it is basically the same that I'm saying. We have the procedure is the following. We are working at the moment being on the so-called enlargement report, which comes every year in fall. It will be in the College of the Commission on the 8th of November, and it is the view on all the countries that are in the process, and gives a recommendation to the European Council. The European Council will then discuss the matter in the December JUCO. That is the typical European Council for the enlargement process. Indeed, Russia's war against Ukraine changed everything, because it made very clear that there cannot be, for no country that wants to join the European Union, an in-between anymore between the European Union and Russia. You have to decide, or you have to take choices. On the other hand, it also accelerated the process insofar as we are working much harder and much more intensively on driving forward the necessary reforms and investment for the accession process. And I mean, today was a symbol for the strong will also of the Western Balkan countries to join. And therefore, for me, it's important. Let's do our homework and let's seize the moment. This is a historic moment that we really should use.
And let me conclude by underlining the very high importance of this summit, because I'm afraid that then the follow-up will be what Charles Michel said and what Ursula said, and this soap opera that is apparently the same national sport from Germany to Albania, from North Macedonia to Netherlands. The point is that something fundamentally changing. So, yes, we can discuss about how long it has taken, we can discuss about how tortuous this path is, but since the Russian aggression, something has fundamentally changed. We can see it because we are very, very attentive to every move, to every smile, to every palpitation of eyes when these guys speak. And if before we could see part of the member states very, very, positive, and some others very skeptical, today is not the same. It's a totally different spirit, number one. Number two, this summit has brought some incredibly different results. The new growth plan that the President von der Leyen has extended today also in front of you is not business as usual, is not more of the same. It's completely new. And it's completely new in the sense that it's showing that the European Union is opening up towards the non-member states of the Western Balkan by accepting to make extra steps that normally are related to the membership. So both financially and when it comes to the openings on the single market. These are huge things for the time being. It's not the full membership, of course, but it's not the same that has been before for every non-member state that had to go through all the homework and had to suffer all the pain of having to be a good student and at the end had to get back home with just some good or bad results. It's totally different. And I'm very, very optimistic about this spirit and about this approach, because it means that there is a very high level of awareness among the member states, and this commission that has been since day one presented by the president as a geopolitical commission is changing things that were unimaginable for us just a few years ago. So how we would have get to this point that with the backing of Germany, of France, and of all the countries, the Commission makes an extra mile and says, listen, we need to support you more, and we are supporting you more. But of course you have to deliver, because it's, with the European Union, is never, you never get a present. You always get homework, and then you get also reward if you deserve the reward. This is clear, very clear, and it's clear even for member states. You have to be Germany to not be told what to do. Otherwise, you have to be told what to do. So
I strongly object.
No, but no, I say it in full heart, and I love Germany, by the way. So no doubt about that. So no problem with that. But we know, we have learned it in the hard way, I must say. But now we are fine. You know, we need to push and push and push and push, because, as I always say, European Union provides countries something that you can't find anywhere else. Something that you can't invent, something that you can't learn in the books, which is the amazing know-how of the state building with democratic standards, of institution building. Where you find it? Who can teach you this except the European Union? So. I can say that this summit has been historical also in that regard, because it has opened a path that will be larger next year and will be larger the year after the next year. And in the same time, we have to do our homework. I've never, ever been, looking for dates. After I learned in the hard way that getting a date with the European Union is not just about how much you love, it's also about how much time they have to accept a date. Now it's not about dates, it's about doing your homework for yourself, for your country, for your people, for your future. And then when the stars will come together, we'll make the big wedding, but doesn't matter. We can live in a well-articulated, how is called it? In Italian they say copia di fatto, a couple of facts, not blessed by the church or by the mayor, but a couple. So we are going there slowly, and slowly but steadily, and I really thank again the Chancellor for having given us this great opportunity to show how much we love the European Union. The President for having come today in Tirana, not just to repeat, we are open, our doors are open, we want to hug you, and then no hug. No. She has come with concrete proof that yes, some new space is opened. It's for us to make the best out of it, and to deliver, and to behave. It's all about behaving. And I want to thank all of you that have come from different countries and have been so patient. I hope you didn't have a long, boring day. I hope it was not the usual summit of the European Union, because they are tired of summits, so they don't pay much attention in details. And I have proposed basically to them to make Albania the hub of summits, and we can excel and we can do this service better than everyone else. But it's to be seen because they have consensus amongst 27 members. Thank you very much again, and I invite you all for the last step of this journey of today, with the big opening of this pyramid, who will be the largest innovation center in the Western Balkans.
Thank you, my friend.
Scholz, fillojte minuta e 20.